Every Messiah, Godman, prophet, came into this world to fix one problem of the human beings. And that problem is suffering. And the suffering is due to the body, due to the mind. And we have not been able to find a solution for bodily pain or the pain coming out of the mind or emotions. No matter how rich one can be, one cannot escape suffering. But then, having said that, a lot of money will certainly reduce pain, whether it is physical pain or mental pain or emotional pain, at least 51% or even more. That's why everybody is going after money, because if it is body pain, then you go and get a better medicine, see a better doctor, or even go to a better court and get a better judgment in the Supreme Court, which was denied in a lower court. So everything is tied to this one solution. And if you have that solution, which is the solution coming from money, you can definitely not be able to get rid of suffering, but manage suffering, whether it is physical suffering or mental suffering or emotional suffering. You can deal with it better. The reason why I want to talk about suffering is because the world is going through, and every individual is going through, a lot of suffering. And corona is under control in many countries now, but suffering still continues. People are not showing up for work, and then there is the climate change. And then there is the threat of war for G20, conference in Italy. China did not show up. Russia did not show up. So are you going to be worried about all these things? Of course, some do, but most people worry about their own self, their own health, their own lack of money, their own. So suffering exists at different levels. I'm going to teach you during the 6 days, during the 6 days of Murugas. Muruga, the divine being, who represents the highest wisdom, represented by the awakening of the pineal gland and the third eye, will give you a solution to problems. What is the solution? There's one solution, and that solution can be simplified by understanding what is called the mind. The mind is in its own place. It can make a heaven out of hell or hell out of heaven. I think that is, I'm not quoting the exact lines of Paradise Lost by John Milton. It can make a hell of heaven or heaven of heaven. This is Paradise Lost, book 1. So if you can handle your mind, then 1 second you can be happy, the other second you can be unhappy. And then that unhappy second will be followed by a happy second. You can play games with your consciousness, your mind, provided you just do not hang on to one thought. Nothing is going to happen, and nothing will happen. And you say, whether things happen or they don't happen, the experience is due to the mind. And if I can deal with the mind, then I can deal with suffering or with happiness. I'm not going to be excited by something happening, somebody gives me $1 million, $100 million, $100 billion, whatever it is. It is just only a response to something outside the moment. Within the moment, you are always happy. Within the moment. Only when you become out of the moment, then you are subjected to the fluctuations of your money, of your relationship, of your thoughts. So you can choose to be happy or unhappy or neutral. I used to know while I was teaching in Italy in the 90s, a Lama from Tibet. He had an ashram there. And then he was very close to me. And when people asked him, how are you feeling? Or how are you? He would answer saying, I don't care. That's a good answer. I don't care, meaning my mind doesn't care. The mind is eternally happy. If you want it to become happy, then you have to get into this moment. And how do you do that? By just saying this word, I am living in this moment, and in this moment, I am protected. Protected from excitement of happiness or protected from sorrow. I don't care. Because it is the response that matters. It is a series of thoughts what are going to happen in the future. And future is just a bunch of thoughts. Future is a bunch of thoughts. Just keep on saying future is just a bunch of thoughts. Thoughts of what nature? Happiness or unhappiness? And I am not going to create that. And there are responses of the mind to make me unhappy or happy. And I'm going to be outside the domain of happiness or unhappiness. And that is the battle that Muruga is fighting on these 6 days. And this battle is with the mind. And you have to transcend the mind and then go into this blissful sphere or domain or place of the third eye or the pineal gland, And then you cannot stay there forever. If you do, that's the best that can happen. And that's not, happening that easily. But at least momentarily, you have access to that. Momentarily, you just breathe in and then put your consciousness on the third eye, on the pineal gland. And then say to yourself, I am in the moment, I am not in the future, I am not in the suffering mode, not in the joyful mode. They are both extremes, and I am beyond that. That's what the Buddha called emptiness. I am totally empty. Neither do I have happy thoughts, nor do I have unhappy thoughts. Thoughts do not belong to me, they belong to this mind. And when the mind disappears, that happens in the night when you go to sleep, or when you are under the influence of psychedelic or or drinking some alcohol, what happens? The mind disappears. Our mind is under control. I'm not saying that you should go into psychedelics or sleep all the time, no. I'm saying that what you need to do is just breathe in with both nostrils, and then simultaneously you imagine the prana moves from your navel chakra to the third eye chakra. Even as you do that, even I'm helping you to do that, I'm blessing you to do that. Just, I want to make you happy right at this moment. This is a very important teaching of Muruga, Skanda, and his fight against the demon of the mind. Just put your attention on your navel chakra, and I don't want you to stay there for more than a second. Within a second, you have to get out of that. Get out of the image that starts from a light, image of light that starts from the navel chakra to the third eye chakra, and then get rid of it in a second. I didn't want to talk about this when I came here. As you know, I just come here and then let Muruga talk. And he is very compassionate being, just as Jesus is, just as Moses, just as any Muhammad or any God-man who came here just knew that this world is not an easy place, and then you are subjected to diseases, aging, pain on the level of the body, and then the mind and emotions are making you happier and happy, and most of the times unhappy. The way to do that, to get out of this, is just every second. This meditation is the best meditation that, thank you, Muruga, for using my vocal cord and my brain to convey this message to these beautiful people who are listening. They're very beautiful people. They are not trying to, go and be goofy, but they are coming here to listen to your wisdom. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just for 1 second, just 1 second is just this. 1 second. And then you leave that second. And within that 1 second, no matter how painful you are at this moment, will be relieved. Even physical pain, even emotional pain will be relieved. And then again, you walk a little bit and then nothing works, and even to say nothing works requires a few moments. That's why you are not you are messed up. So don't say nothing works. Just in a second, you are allowed. You need only to spend 1 second and do it a few seconds, one after another. You can keep your eyes open, but the image connecting the light connecting the navel chakra, which is the belly button, and then the third eye. And listen to the sound. While you are practicing this, I'm going to chant. And now focus attention on your third eye chakra. ஆறுமுகம் 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 என்று கூறி ஆறுமுகம் 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 என்று கூறி ஆறுமுகம் 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 என்று கூறி ஆறுமுகம் 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 என்று கூறி. ஆறுமுகம் 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 என்று கூறி ஆறுமுகம் 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 என்று கூறி. Keep focusing attention on your third eye. ஆறுமுகம் 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 என்று கூறி ஏறுமயில் வாகனா குஹா சரவணா எனதே சரணமானமுனது என்று ஓதும் ஏழைகள் வியாகுலம் வேதனவினாவில் உனையவர் புகழ்வார் மறைதான் என் சொல்லாதோ. ஆறுமுகம் 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 என்று கூறி. This is a song by Arunagiri, a saint of Muruga, who lived 500 years ago. He's asking Muruga, poor people are suffering. They keep suffering. You told me that you are going to help the poor people. But they are not being helped. And if this continues to happen, who is going to pray to you? You have to fix this. That is a long stretch of the song that followed Arumugam, 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 Arumugam. Arumugam, 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 Indru Kudi. Arumugam, 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 Indru Kudi. Arumugam, 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 Indru Kudi. Now, when I chant or when you chant with me, you can take some sacred ash, vibhuti, and then keep applying on your forehead. This will relieve your pain, body, mind, and soul. And this is the gift of Muruga, and then he's telling me that he is going to give a lot of gifts on the day of the last day of the 6 days of Muruga, which is the Skanda Sashti day, the 6th day of Muruga. So he's going to do some miracles on that day, just as he did today. So I'm going to do a special session on that 6th day. So make sure that you take advantage of this one day, a very special day of Muruga, and be in touch with him. God bless.
Thank you, Dr. Pillai, for that wonderful session. So all of you have a wonderful technique that you can be using now in preparing for Skanda Shashti as well as during Skanda Shashti. If you'd like to join the sessions that Pillai Center has set up, we have 6 nights planned for you. You heard Dr. Pillai mention what he'll be doing on the 6th night of Skanda Shashti. But if you'd like to join all of the nights, we have the recordings from Dr. Pillai session last year, where he did the 5 chakras leading up to this 3rd eye. And there's actually initiations as well as fire labs in each of those 5 nights leading up. So that is what you can expect to experience this year. In addition to that, we have 6 nights of live veil hydrations. Dr. Pillai talked a lot about the mind, controlling it, removing negativity in the veil, which is Muruga's weapon, is the prime vehicle for being able to clear the mind, get rid of the negativity. And so we'll be doing a hydration ceremony every night that you can watch and participate in. So if there are any questions, please post them in chat. I'm happy to get to those. We do have an exciting reveal today. We are giving away 6 scholarships to Dr. Pillai's final night, and that is folks who filled out the survey and entered the drawing. We have a wonderful person who volunteered and sponsored those 6 people, so big shout out to her, and she'll be getting lots of blessings. So please go ahead and post any questions that you may have. I'm going to quickly share the outline of the sessions that we're going to be doing, because some folks were having questions about the details that are in them. So I'm going to do that now. Alrighty, so you should see my screen. And I'm going to expand this. Oops, not sure about that. Okay, so we just heard from Dr. Pillai. I don't need to go through this. So the fundamental levels is what Dr. Pillai talked about, the third eye final session with him, where he's going to be revealing the many blessings from Muruga on that very special night. Just told us a bit about that. And that is on November 9th. So that's the final night. Then before that, if you want to join all the 6 nights, then we have the session that is the first part of the session is going to be Dr. Pillai's live initiations from last year. And those are 5 of them, as well as the fire lab. So that's about an hour long in teachings, initiations in the fire lab. Then followed by that will be the probably 45 minutes or so session with Priest Premraj. He'll be doing an interactive veil hydration ceremony, a very traditional one. Of course, you'll be receiving follow-up group practices after the 6 nights is over, just to help you integrate these teachings with your life. Like Dr. Pillai was talking about today, we have to understand the mind and protect it. And you'll receive these teachings, these blessings, these initiations, and then you have to put them into practice and keep them going. And so Pillai Center has teaching sessions that allow you to be immersed in what Dr. Pillai gave during the live teachings, as well as all these 6 nights, and make sure they're being incorporated into your life so that you can really build upon that and make the most of those. Oops. And then, so what did he teach last year? He taught about the root chakra and erasing karma. And he gave us mantras to be able to erase that karma, create a heavenly karma, protect us from suffering. He mentioned that today again. And then he also gave the sound to activate the root chakra to be able to manifest easier and attain the fruits of your life. That's night 1. In night 2, he talks about transcending the mind and destroy karma in the sex chakra. So again, we're moving through the chakras. And just like the technique he gave today, where you're focusing the light on the Sushumna, right? The energy center that's connecting the chakras. We'll be moving up them in this program as well. So second chakra, the sex chakra, he's giving us an initiation target on removing negative impressions in the brain, dissolving limited experiences of your consciousness, destroying the bad karma originating in the sex chakra that's preventing you from being productive. And again, more protection. The third day and the third chakra is the navel center, and he'll have us pull the prana into the body through the navel. It'll be able, this technique could help heal diseases, allow more power into your life. The navel chakra is about willpower. So he mentions, and there's a quote here, the real access to your power starts with the navel chakra. It will give you total power and cure disease. Fourth day, fourth chakra, access Muruga's siddhi powers and activate the heart chakra to attract relationships. Dr. Pillai says, I am going to give you an initiation that will make Muruga real for you. I will get him into your body and mind to give you supernormal powers. And number 5, so the 5th day, 5th chakra, overcoming negative karma to experience a heavenly life. Dr. Pillai says, heavenly awareness has to come. I am going to help you get it by getting rid of your negative karma. So again, he'll be talking about the throat chakra and activating all the chakras in order to overcome negativity. So in the 5 fire labs, so that's just the initiation part. Then you have in the 5 fire labs that Dr. Pillai does, and those are a variety of mantras and whatever really came to him during those sessions last year. We have the veil hydrations with Priest Premraj. He's going to be using these variety of substances: sandalwood oil, rice flour, turmeric, milk, curd, ghee, honey, pomegranate, sandalwood, gold. All of those are associated with a different aspect of our life that can be enhanced. So material comforts, removal of soul level diseases, royalty attraction, victory, longevity, liberation, spiritual liberation, removing of enemies, self-realization, etc. Then we have the all-inclusive package, which is everything that I just mentioned, plus proxy rituals that are done for you in India. And those expire a little earlier. So if you're interested in that entire package, you'll want to register by that date for November 4th, 1:30 a.m. PDT. So really early, basically November 3rd. And then here's the list of items you'll receive in the 6 days of advanced proxy ceremonies. It does include a energized 6-inch 5-metal veil, which is fantastic. Plus a variety of rituals being done at the different battle stations, which are temples in India, as well as Pillai Center, Ashtramed Remedy Center in India as well. So if you have any questions, please post them, and I will get to those now. There are chanting sessions that are happening now through November 2nd, and that happens at 6:30 p.m. PDT, Pacific time, on the Pillai Center Practice YouTube or the viewing page, which you might be on here. So quick reminder, you have your community chanting that happens through November 2nd. And then on November 4th, we have the start of Skandashasti, which goes through November 9th. And if you want to register for everything, you have to register basically by November 3rd if you want the remedies. But if you want the program only, then you must register by 5 p.m. Pacific time on November 4th. So let me see what we have here in terms of questions. All right, I don't see any new questions. So let me see what else is going on in the chat. So yes, Dr. Pillai is in the United States at the moment, and we align all of our sessions with where he is and the energy of that day. So that's where you'll see the time zones and schedule of events. All right, any questions? All right, so it doesn't look like any. I don't know, I don't see any. So I will go ahead and give away, do our giveaway for our 6 lucky folks who have won the scholarship to Dr. Pillai's final night session. And they are, get my, Jagadish Kumar, Eddie Suha, I don't know how to spell your last, or how to pronounce your last name, Eddie Zaharia Anto. We'll email you, don't worry. James Thomas, Chrissy Vasant, Bridget Karaman, Aslesha Udapia. I know I'm destroying all of your names, and I'm very much sorry about that. Hopefully some of you are watching. And don't worry, we will email you and give you access to the program. All right, one last call. Any questions that you have? And then for those of you asking about the mantra that Dr. Pillai gave, we will, I think someone is finding the links to post for you if you'd like to listen to a full version of that. Otherwise, what we'll do is we'll most likely pull that out of this session so that you can listen to Dr. Pillai and enjoy the session that he gave, which basically he gave this beautiful meditation that you can follow along with. So we'll extract that for you, so don't worry about that. All right, I don't see any other questions. India time, you will have to look that up. I don't have that offhand. Yes, you will receive today's mantra. We're making a separate video for it. Yes, there is time to sign up for fundamentals. So the link should be below wherever you're watching this video. So if you're on YouTube, it's below the video. And if you're on the viewing page, it says join initiations on a little box below. You're very welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Sounds like you guys got it all dialed in and you don't have any other questions. Questions about Diwali. If you can post them for me, I might be able to answer them. So Diwali is coming up right before Skandashashti, and that is going to be on November 3rd. And for those of you who are interested in celebrating that with us, Pillai Center and Astraved host 3 days of rituals that celebrate Diwali. And there should also be a link somewhere for you for that. If you go to Pillai Center, there should be under the specials menu, you'll see it there. And we invite you to join. Otherwise, it's a great time of day, or not time of the year, you light a candle and invite Lakshmi into your life. We released several videos that Dr. Pillai has done about Diwali, talking about how this is a special power time for inviting the goddess of wealth into your life. And he talked a bit about wealth today. So it's also a time when Krishna defeated the demon of greed. So again, it's an intense demon killer type of time period in the Indian festival season, this during the whole fall time period. So we've experienced the goddesses killing the demons. We're going to experience Krishna killing a demon for Diwali, and then we have Skandashashti, 6 nights of demon killing. And the idea of these power times is that they are when the energy gets cleared for us to have a more impactful experience of what's happening. So you may be able to do, you may be able to do Muruga mantras or veil hydrations any time of the year. But when these sessions are performed during Skandashashti, during the time when Muruga is most relevant and prevalent on earth, that's when we get the most benefit, the most blessings. So that's why we promote these variety of power times, so that we want to capture this time as it happens, because you'll get the most blessings during that particular time period. So that's the idea of these festivals, these power times, and why we promote them, why we actually do stuff during these periods, because it's the best time for you to benefit. So we hope that you will. And we do these preparation sessions so that you can prepare for them. And then we host programs during the most important times. And Dr. Pillai has blessed us with his attendance. We never know when Dr. Pillai will not continue to teach. Last year he did all 6 nights. This year he's doing one of the nights. So we're just blessed for as much as he gives us in his time and his energy and his communication with Muruga that we can benefit from. So I hope that you all take advantage of that, so that we are really aligned with what Dr. Pillai and what Muruga are giving to us as gifts during this time period. We're we won't get this time again until next year. And we don't know what Dr. Pillai will be doing or where he will be. So that's why the urgency, I feel, is always that let's use the time we have, just like Dr. Pillai, being in the moment. In this moment, this is what we're being offered, and let us be so aligned with it that we are able to kind of receive those blessings. All right, so I guess I will go ahead and wrap up. I don't see any other questions. So yes, you have until November 3rd to sign up and for all of the program offers plus the India rituals being performed on your behalf. And you have until November 4th at 5 p.m. Pacific time to sign up for the program, the 6-day program. And you have until November 9th, I think it's 5 p.m. Pacific time, for Dr. Pillai session. So those are your deadlines. And then of course, join us for chanting on Pillai Center Practice YouTube at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time today and through November 2nd. So we hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week, celebrating Diwali and joining in on the celebrations and rituals, programs, and initiations with Dr. Pillai for Skandashastami. We'll talk to you soon. Namaste.